Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's the next day. I finished up glassing all those deck plates yesterday. So today I'm going to grind and sand them. So I'll flip you right here so you check them out. It turned out really well. This is actually even better than what I did the other day. Like, so it was kind of gummy. So kind of something a lesson learned or something I just applied to this was I let that finishing resin get a little hotter than normal before I applied it, and I mixed it even better than I normally do. It says 30 seconds, but I mixed it for probably almost a minute and a half just to really get it mixed, really well. Because it was in the 70s yesterday, and today it's going to be like in the mid 60s. So it's a little cooler than when I started earlier this summer, when it was 80 plus 90 degrees some days, and it would set really really quick and then finish out really really well. Well, what it was doing the last couple days that I've glassed stuff, that it was leaving like a sticky film. It wasn't, it was cured, but it just had like a rubbery film or a gummy film. And when I go to sand it with a 40 or 80 grit, it would just gum up the sandpaper. So I believe this right here is going to be a lot better than what I've had in the last couple of days. It feels like it should versus, that kind of a gummy feeling. So that's good. That's a positive thing. It makes my life a lot easier. Just kind of throwing it out there for you. Maybe if you do any of this work like that, it might be able to help you out. But everything turned out pretty good. It's a beautiful morning. It's cured really nice. Rock solid. I'm going to come in and grind and sand it. The same routine. It's always a lot of fun. But the cool thing is I get to apply some paint and stuff today, so I'm excited for that. When you really put this paint on, it really starts to come together. You can see what it looks like. It's a little motivating for sure. It's going to be about mid 60s today, like I said, so that's going to be good. It's kind of cool right now. I think it's like 45 right now, so I'm going to have to wait till about 11 or 12 before I can start applying any paint. But I'm just going to start warming up the paint, put it in the sun, and let the sun kind of warm it up. And get to it. Between here and now, I'm gonna start grinding and sanding. All right, here we go. All right, I have all the deck pieces in. I'll flip you around here so you can check it out. But I've got the live well in. It looks pretty good. I'll come back in, and once this is screwed down, I will actually come back in and fill all this with caulking or 4200. This turned out really well. Both of these drains right here in the stern, they turned out really well. I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest with you, about that. I'm gonna fair a little bit, and then I'll come in with my Dremel tool and really touch it up and clean it up. I just did this with the Makita and then the hand grinder, but that looks really good. Same thing over here. This one probably looks a little bit better because I was able to get in here and reach a little bit more with the grinder. But 1/4 inch lip right here, so that way it will I could slide my through hole in my cap over that, and then 4200 it in, and it'll drain water way better than what it did before. Also, all this is glassed in to glass the hole back down to the stringers, so that looks really good. I'm really happy the way that turned out. All right, I got the live well in. I got this back center deck piece. It lines out very well. It's flush with the deck. Turned out really well. This is the hatch lid for the life vest, and then moving forward is the coffin box lid. Again, it lined out really well, and it kind of flushed up very well as well. So I'm going to put my hinges on this side, and then I'll have 2 handles or latch locks from here to there. So looks pretty good. So now it's just fine tuning and just kind of cleaning it up and painting. And there's a little bit of a preparation that goes into painting if you want a decent job. So we're trying to make it look pretty good. It is a commercial troller boat, but I've done a lot of work on it, and I really want it to look really pretty. So I'm gonna do the best I can with it for sure. I'm gonna pull these plates out and then paint the underside with bilge paint, and then prep them, and then I'm going to try to come back in today and bilge paint all the inside of the hull as well. Most of it is sanded down pretty good. I'm going to lightly hit it with 220 and then clean it up. I've got a lot of dust to clean up, so we'll see how well I can get that dust cleaned up without rinsing the whole boat. I'm going to try to vacuum it out and blow dry it out, so we'll see. All right, I'm going to get to it. All right, well, I've got the bilge area clean, sanded down, and then grinded, and then I hit it with the 220, and I'm getting ready to wipe it all down. But I'll flip you around here. Looks pretty good. As good as it's going to get, I tell you that. I want to paint back as far as I can to about right in there underneath the motor, and then about right in here all the way back. That's about as far as I'm going to be able to get to. I'm going to get what I can. I'm mainly the large area right here in the center and around here where you'll, that way when you look down in there to be clean, you can see if there's any fluids or anything like that. So that's kind of the main purpose of the bilge area, or keeping the bilge clean, so that way you can see if there's anything going on that shouldn't be going on down there. I got it as clean as it's gonna get. I've been wiping it. I've been blow drying it out, vacuuming it out. So about 4 or 5 times. But these turned out really well back here. These fared in really nice. I sanded it by hand and it worked out really well in there. I hit it with a 40 grit. Same thing on this side. Got a nice little slope going back towards the drain. I think that'll work just perfect. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna wipe everything down and get to it. This stuff lays out really well. I really like using this stuff. It's really easy. If it was a flat gray, I'd paint the whole, and it wasn't so shiny, I'd paint the whole boat this color. I really like it, but it's easy to lay down. It's epoxy base. I'm going to go ahead and set this up and kind of move back a little bit. But so far, I've got all this. I'm working from starting at the stern, working my way to the bow. And as I go, I'm just kind of re-wiping it down with a total boat cleaner. Just because I was standing here, I'm just going to wipe it down and keep moving back. Alright, well, I got that pretty much as good as that's going to get. I'm going to go ahead and jump up to the next compartment. Turned out pretty good. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and jump up here, wipe this down, and then wipe this down one more time and do all this. And do all the way up to about right there, because I'm going to leave that rest of that open for the work for the bow thruster.